Okay, I'll try this again. Um, I shot today a 51 on the front, and the front nine is only a 35 par, only 35 shots par on the front because it doesn't have a second par 5, which causes it to be a 35. And what I'll point out is I like to use an arrow when I get a par on a hole to indicate the pars, and I'm always shooting for 2 pars on each side of the nines. In this case today, being the first game back, I only got 1, and it ended up being a par 3. I'm not a long ball hitter. The front 9 is actually rated with harder holes on the front, even though it's the shorter distance. I play from the white tees, so that's 2,300, about 2,400 yards, which is really short for a course. Typical par 4s out here are short ones. You'll see the first two are both, actually, all three of the first 3 par 4s are all under 300 yards if you're playing from the white tees. And even if you play from the blue tees, they're not that challenging. But number 2, where I threw up the snowman, which an 8 is the snowman, is the hardest of the first 3 holes. And you see that I kind of keep tally of the score in groups of 3. So after the first 3 holes, I had 19 strokes. After the next 3 holes, I improved with 15 strokes, and one of those included the par 5 that I bogeyed on 5 with a 6, and then I parred, or rather, hole number 4 is a par 5, which I bogeyed with a 6, and then I followed that up with a par on hole number 5, which really brought the number into 15. And I'd like to see 15 on all 3 of those segments, the first 3, second 3 holes, and last 3 holes on the front side, which would have gave me a 45. I'm always trying to shoot 45 on each nines, and if we flip to the back side, which is harder for me because it's longer distance holes, and you'll see that the yardage on the second 9 is 2,500 yards, almost, or not quite, in between 25 and 26, but you'll see it's the longer yardage. I shot a 53, shot 2 more strokes, but there were 2 more par 5s back here, so I actually did better. I only had 1 snowman, which was on hole number 11, which is a hard par 4. But once again, you see I grouped them in my scores in 3. So the first 3 I shot a 21. Second 3 I shot a 17, and I kept improving, coming in with a 15 on the last 3, which gave me the 53. Total score today for my first score back, 104. Last year, for all my games, I shot about a 100.5, so I was close to 101 average. Last year, best score, the first time I broke 90 out here. I shot an 88. The first time ever in my life I broke 90. But the kind of player I am, I'm always trying to shoot in the 90s. And when I have a good game, I'm under 95. It'll be hard for me this year to break 90, but I'll be trying to break 90. That's kind of the goal. I want to break 90 or shoot 90s, and you can't do it by shooting snowmans, 8s, and it's pretty hard double bogeying holes. I've really got a bogey and par and maybe pick up a birdie if I'm lucky, because I don't hit the ball long. Well, that's it from the rock. I'll be trying to have some live streams out here on this golf course and be giving you more tips on how to play, how to improve your golf game. Take care. See you next time.